From Cheater's surveillance cameras, you are about to view actual true stories filmed live, documenting the pain of a spouse or lover caused by infidelity. This program is both dedicated to the faithful and presented to the false-hearted to encourage their renewal of temperance and virtue. Coming up on this episode of Cheaters.
Go, 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 go.
What are you doing? You are my friend. I don't care about you.
You got me. You shot me! Deborah! Are you happy now?
Real reality television is brought to you by Cheaters Detective Agency's Private Eyes on Cheaters.
Fueled by neglect, Jess Allen recognizes something humorless goes on with her boyfriend. Taking a resolute stance, Jess comes to the experts in fidelity for answers to her questions. I'm Clark Gable, and this is Cheaters.
Well, he's been a little bit more distant lately. I just feel like he just wants to be all business with me. Like maybe he's just around still for stage time, using this as a vessel to further his comedy career, but he's kind of washed up. I've been out a lot and he's been passive aggressive toward me a lot. He's not taking me out. He's not, being affectionate toward me. Something's going on.
Dave Beggars, age 45. A part-time comic suspected of turning his relationship into a bad joke. Cheaters deploys a squad to stake out the home Jess shares with the suspect. Just after sundown, Beggars and Jess leave the residence, followed tightly by a Cheaters mobile unit. The client and her boyfriend drive across town to a comedy club. The pair enter the building. Inside, Beggars bellies up to the bar as Jess talks to a few people in the lobby. While Jess grabs a table for them, the suspect stays at the bar. An unknown female, the bartender, walks over to the suspect's spot and begins chatting with him.
Well, I hear a lot of rumors when I'm out of town that Dave's talking to other girls around the comedy clubs, and, I don't want to jump to conclusions and believe them. I know people could be petty, especially when it comes to other people becoming successful. And when I come back home from being on the road, I try my best to connect with him, to catch up, go out, have fun. But he doesn't want to do that. He always tells me, oh, well, you seem tired, so I'm going to go off and do my own thing. And he doesn't say where he's going. I don't want to fight with him. I just want to catch up and nurture our relationship further. And he's up to something.
Dave continues to smooze with the pretty barmaid for a short while. And after a few moments, the unknown female steps out from behind the bar and Beggars follows her outside. On the patio, the suspect and his sexy bartender continue the conversation. Beggars plays with the woman's hair as they talk. Finally, the bartender finishes her cigarette. Jess then arrives, interrupting the conversation. Snagging her guy, Jess and Beggars finally leave.
We have spent 5 years together. We used to be each other's #1 fans. We used to really support each other. And, sometimes he's still sweet to me. It happens very, very far in between periods of arguing. But sometimes he tells me I'm great, I love you. And that just makes me think, well, what did you do? Why are you trying to finesse me like this? And it's not the Dave that I, built my life with for these last few years. No, if Dave's cheating on me, I am not forgiving him. He is out. I am throwing all of his stuff to the street, and I will never let him work in the clubs with me again.
Cheaters detectives keep vigil over Jess and the suspect's residence. Sometime later, agents spot Beggars as he leaves home. A mobile unit tails him across town to a strip mall parking lot. Beggars gets out and waits a few minutes. Shortly, the pretty bartender from previous surveillance, now identified only as Stormy, arrives in her SUV. Beggars takes Stormy's purse, pops the trunk of his own vehicle, and retrieves what can only be described as an art piece. The unlikely duo stroll to a nearby restaurant for a quick bite. On the patio, Beggars romantically feeds his lunch date a bite of his own dish. A short while later, having finished their repast, Beggars and Stormy walk around the area to an art house. A few minutes later, the pair leave the art house without Beggars' art piece. The suspect returns his companion to her vehicle and leaves, ending this day of surveillance. With intel from Jess that she left town on business, Cheater's agents stick to the game plan of staking out the residence. After dark, operatives watch as Beggars exits. The trailing Cheater squad notes the suspect takes the known path to the comedy club. Beggars enters the building, and guess who he meets? Stormy, of course. They converse at a table for a bit before entering the stage area. Once inside, Beggars commences to do his stand-up routine in front of an almost empty room. After his bit finishes, Beggars and Stormy leave the club. The suspect and his hot date traipse back to his parked car. The lovers get into the vehicle and take the familiar route back to his residence. Beggars escort Stormy into the dwelling he shares with Jess. Footage provided by one of 2 interior cameras placed by Jess shows the impious sweethearts sharing an impetuous kiss. Stormy steps into another room as the suspect sits down. When the young hottie returns, she obviously has an interesting evening planned, being that she's stripped down to a thong and carries a pair of handcuffs. Stormy climbs into the suspect's lap for a few minutes, and eventually Stormy leads Beggars to the kitchen area. The bartender handcuffs the suspect to a beam supporting the kitchen ceiling. With Beggars hanging by his arms, Stormy proceeds to kiss and fondle him. However, the joke lies on the suspect as Cheaters ties up the case for a betrayed Jess. Coming up, the confrontation.
With all evidence pointing to infidelity firmly established, Cheaters requests a meeting with Jess to examine the sorrowful information. Summoning all her stoic courage, Jess determines to learn the truth.
Jess, first thing I'd like to say is thank you for coming out this evening. I understand that you've been going through a lot. As you know, we have conducted our investigation, Jess. My question for you is, are you prepared to see the evidence that we have come up with?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Jess, we begin our investigation outside of your residence. We see Dave emerge. He walks over to his vehicle and he gets inside. He has something in his hand. Not really sure what that was, but it looked like a form of some sculpture.
Yeah, he does this weird thing with dolls.
Okay. Well, he leaves and then he arrives at a parking lot. We see him get out of his vehicle. He closes the door. A few moments later, that blonde girl pulls up and we see Dave go to the back of his trunk and pull out that doll sculpture. And they walk away together. That's when we see them go across the way and they arrive at a restaurant. Dave opens up the door for her. They walk inside, sit at the outdoor patio and share a meal. Do you recognize her?
Yeah, that's Stormy.
That's Stormy?
Yeah.
Does this seem strange to you at this point?
No, we're all friends.
Okay.
It's, you know.
After finishing up their meal, they return to that parking lot. That's when we see Dave say goodbye to Stormy. He gets into his vehicle and he leaves. On this day, as our detectives follow Dave, he arrives at the comedy club.
Okay.
He parks, gets out of his vehicle, and he walks inside. That's when we see him go sit out on the patio with Stormy. We then see Dave doing his bit up on the stage while Stormy watches. After he finishes up, she hands him the keys to his car. They walk out together, and they leave together. As our detectives follow Dave, he then arrives back at your residence. We see the two of them walk inside holding hands, and that's when he points out his sculpture of doll collections.
Whoa.
And she lays a kiss on Dave.
They just kiss?
They did. Dave then proceeds to sit on the chair.
Whoa.
She goes into the bathroom, comes out completely topless with her underwear on only,
Oh my gosh.
and a pair of handcuffs.
That's my friend. That's my chair.
You recall that surveillance equipment that we installed in your house when we began this whole process? Okay, well, we had a hidden audio conversation we picked up, and that's what you're about to listen to.
She's gone. She's in Seattle. She is not coming back. We know it's funny, I was jealous of her getting that gig, and now I'm like, huh, in Seattle, a bunch of sweaty hippies, or here, in my incredibly comfortable chair, with a gorgeous Stormy in my lap with handcuffs.
That should be here in Seattle. You're such a nice great.
Thank you. I appreciate it, but I am extremely happy that I'm here instead.
I could just strangle her right now.
I completely understand that.
Like this is 5 years of my life with my friend. Like I feel like I'm gonna be sick.
After finishing up that little conversation, Dave stands up. Stormy takes him over to the rafter in the house, handcuffs him, begins to make out with him, begins to kiss him multiple times.
Whoa.
And you could only imagine what else happens. Jess, I think you've seen enough. At this point in time, why don't we get in the vans and get on the road? We can get to that comedy club. They're there together. Are you ready to bust, Dave?
I'm ready to bust, Dave. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Both of them.
Right this way, please.
Let's do this.
Excuse us. Go, 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 go.
Hello. Yeah,
Right there.
Whoa, you didn't think I was in town, did you? What are you doing?
Today.
Whoa, with Stormy? There's you too. No, you're my friend. You are my friend. I don't care about you.
This is my time.
Yeah.
Cheaters are
Yeah,
valuable.
I haven't even got.
You got me. You slapped me on the camera! Are you happy now?
You again.
Coming up, the conclusion.
We can get to that comedy club. They're there together.
What are you doing? You are my friend. I don't care about you.
You slapped me on the camera! Are you happy now? Go, take it.
Is he cheating on you with cocaine?
Yeah, that's Stormy, the bartender here. My boyfriend of 5 years. Yeah. Hair gel you're wearing does not cover up her male pattern baldness.
Awesome, thank you. Just like all your material, I gave it to you.
I only say your material because I feel sorry for you. You're so not funny, it's sexually transmittable. I am getting less funny just by being with you. You made my vagina retarded. It drools now, like a retard. Maybe you're the retard. No. They would want to see this. This is her right here. Yeah. Stormy right there. Yeah. Look at that. There's your picture right there. That's you.
Get the out of my face!
Oh, you want to go outside?
So Stormy, what happened? Why would you do this?
Why would I do this? He was going to leave her, okay?
All right, I understand that.
I am so happy that my embarrassment helped your career out. Congratulations,
you.
okay?
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh, you're so
and guess
done.
what?
You are
Best
so Get out of my face. Just stop. Get out of my face.
Guess what? You're never here, okay? You just be you're gonna sit there out of me in front of everybody. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here. You would have no stage time if it wasn't for me at all. So you!
I mean, does sorry mean anything?
That bitch, I know. You guys happy? Everything? Awesome? Got her slapping out of me? You got her on stage?
How dare
berating
you
me?
talk to me like that? How dare you go up and talk to me like that? Who do you
How the
you are?
slap the out of me?
What is this? You're
How do you
some little-
slap the out of me?
Of course I did. Look at you buying this little freaking Mustang like a Frisco mom. Oh my gosh, that wasn't enough for your midlife crisis? You had to go pretty much your daughter? That's disgusting.
Him, her, both of them.
Dave, I think you need to take a deep breath and relax. All right, listen. You guys had a great relationship and then something went wrong. Obviously, she's gone a lot. I understand that, but why wouldn't you just communicate that to her in the first place and just say, hey, listen, sweetie, you're gone so much.
Did you not see how she reacted? Did you not see how she reacted? Okay, she beat the out of me in front of the cameras. If I would have told her any of that would have happened, she would have been out of me then. Dude, you got some issues, man. You got some anger issue.
Why does she
seriously.
have it? Well, because she's angry because you cheated on her. I mean, I could show you if you want to see it again.
I'm good. I'm fine.
And you made her one of your doll sculptures?
Oh.
That looked pretty near and dear.
Yeah, you're 40 playing with dolls. That's
There we go. There we go. That's
great,
awesome.
yeah.
Do you think it would have been a better idea to maybe get like a sex doll to play with instead of a real one? Dave, you two were spending a lot of time together.
I know. I was there. That's me. I know. You don't have to show me, okay?
But why did you do that?
Why did I do it?
Yeah.
Because she's hot, okay? And she's gone. That's why I did it. What would you do? Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. It's beautiful. And this is gone all the time.
You know, I would be
Don't
honest
get
with my
away.
artistic girlfriend and tell her how I truly feel instead of lying and cheating on her.
Thank you.
Well, guess what? It's done, okay? It's over. It's done. So
It's over now that you've screwed up.
Yeah, it's over now.
And
That she
lied
beat,
to
it's
everyone.
over now that she beat the out of me. So it's over.
Your
So I hope
face
you're
is
happy.
bleeding and
Hope
I
you're
can't even
happy.
recognize you, Dave. It's so terrible.
I can't wait to go to the cops. It's gonna be awesome.
Really, Dave, that's all you have to say instead of apologizing?
What else do you want me to say?
Apologize.
What? No, I'm not gonna apologize. She beat the out of me. What the am I gonna say to her? Hit me again? You.
I would say sorry. What do you want to do? This is ultimately up to you. Do you feel like you've gotten what you've needed?
Yeah, I've gotten what I needed.
.com.
Completely disgusted by her boyfriend's atrocious behavior, Jess realizes she has a difficult decision to make. At the end of the show, Cheaters reveals her plan for the future. But now, Cheaters welcomes Sara Read. Sara comes forward to clear up how her relationship with her husband's best friend was unveiled on Cheaters.
When we were caught, I was definitely embarrassed. Not only in my actions, but just the confrontation in itself was just, it was in a public place, so it was kind of embarrassing having so many people staring at us and sort of knowing what we did without knowing the backstory behind it.
What are you doing, man?
Oh, okay, calm down.
My wife's here. You're with my wife, yeah?
We're just having a pie, having a couple of beers.
Is it nice? Is it nice? Is it nice? It's him!
Why would you do this to your best friend? Why would you do this to your husband?
What are you doing, Simon? What are you doing?
Good. Having a beer,
What are you doing?
having some pie. Like,
Why would you do this to your friend, Chris?
What did you do,
what did
man?
I do? What did I do? I didn't do
We
anything.
haven't done anything. We're literally eating pie. We haven't done
I've seen your
anything at all.
videos. I've seen what you've been up to.
There's no videos.
seen
There's
it.
no videos. Simon, there's
I've
no
seen it.
videos. When I started seeing Chris, it really was not intentional, the act of cheating. It just kind of slowly progressed. He came to stay with Simon and I, and we ended up at first just hanging out as friends, and then kind of one thing led to another, and it progressed and progressed. And then we ended up getting together. We knew it was wrong at the time, but just because Simon and Chris had been friends for so long, and Simon and I were married, it just made for a really sort of bizarre love triangle.
Took my heart, you sliced it open, you shoved up my ass and me. That's how bad it is. Like, don't come home, find a way home, yourself, go yourself, peace out. You guys. You. You know what? You, man. Yeah. What's up? What's up? Yeah.
The relationship with Chris has actually gone beyond my expectations, and now that I'm divorced, we actually are together, and we are actually planning on getting married ourselves within the next year or so. We just kind of realized that we're more compatible. We're into the same things, the same music. We both are very social, and we enjoy spending time with each other.
Following the confrontation, Jess Allen realizes her comedy partner deserves to be left alone. Jess has also broken off the friendship she once had with the suspect's companion. For his part in the whole ordeal, Dave Beggars refuses to take any responsibility. When questioned by Cheaters' producers, the suspect claims, "I can't believe she'd further her career by ruining mine the way she did. Jess didn't have to pull all this out in the open. Made me look like an ass in my own hangout." I can't even go back in there without getting laughed off stage. The suspect's companion, Stormy, did not wish to comment to Cheaters on her involvement.
Cheating is a crime. It happens every day. Ugly people running around. Pretty soon they'll have to pay. They think nobody's watching, but you better think again. Another heart is broken.
Now remember, if you don't get your programming from Goldstein's, why, we'll both lose money.